In a decision that caught everyone off guard, Corrin from Fire Emblem Fates is joining Super Smash Bros. In February, despite the fact that his game is still a couple months away from release outside of Japan. Corrin's inclusion is very contentious due to the series they hail from, but the character looks to be a very unique addition to the roster. Despite this though, not a whole lot has been done to look under the surface outside of a small set of competitive players interested in the character. I may not have an analysis machine to fall back on, but this video will use the research us future Corrin players have gathered to show just what this heir to two kingdoms is capable of. Worth mentioning real fast, I'll be referring to Corrin as male for this analysis for convenience's sake. Everything mentioned here also applies to the female version of Corrin, as she plays the exact same. Following a pattern started by Robin, Corrin uses his default name and appearance. Corrin's alternate colors are on the monotone side, but based on what we saw with his back aerial, his dragon form will change color along with his armor, so in a way it's a bit of a necessary evil. We do not know yet if the alts are based on particular characters from Fates or not. That is up in the air, and if they were to be based on them, that would be a very nice, interesting addition. So far though, the jury's out. Corrin's choice of weapon is very unusual, even with all the swords already in Smash, as the Omega Yato glows with a red-violet aura and the tooth-like points along its blade rotate like those on a chainsaw. Let no one say this sword is anything but unique. And it's fitting that Corrin brings his ultimate weapon into Smash. Every Fire Emblem character in who has an ultimate weapon uses it. And in a neat visual touch, Corrin's head changes whenever he uses an attack that involves shapeshifting. You can say it shows off his other weapon in a way. Corrin's animations provide an interesting contrast, a mix of elegant movements and sword swings that tie into his noble upbringing, with the raw, primal force of his dragon attacks. These two sides of Corrin are exemplified in his crouch, one that certainly doesn't look very human. Even here you can see the care behind Corrin's design and the team's desire to make him feel true to character. His idle animation, the exact one he has in Fates. But now let's go on to Corrin's actual attacks. The jab mixes both sides of who he is. Its first two hits a sword swing and a slash with his shifted right arm. Appropriately enough, the jab has two finishing options. A single sword swing to end the jab quickly and swat opponents away, or transforming his hand into a mouth for a rapid flurry of bites. Notably, the rapid jab variant looks like it has some really nice range. Corrin's forward, up, and down tilts are relatively simple sword swings, but there's more to them than it initially seems. All three show a notable amount of circular motion during their animations that makes them feel almost dance-like. Mechanically, all of them are relatively quick for their range and look to be effective combo starters. In fact, in multiple clips we see Corrin's down tilt used to string into other attacks. His dash attack is very unconventional for a swordsman, and shows some of Corrin's less human side, a spiraling lunge that propels the Omega Yato into an opponent for multiple hits. A lot has been said of Corrin's smash attacks already, particularly how his forward smash involves transforming his arm and stabbing enemies from a great distance. It looks to be disjointed, considering we saw one trigger Roy's counter without Corrin getting hit. The direct touched on its main use, but the trailer actually hid something even more interesting.
That looks painful.
I bet a lot of people have been wondering just what that attack was. It's not Corrin's rapid jab, we've seen that already. It's not a throw or pummel either, because we see all of those at different points in the direct. More on that in a bit. The animation is very similar to his forward smash, isn't it? But if you want further evidence, listen closely.
That looks painful.
Yep, that's the telltale sound of a smash attack beginning to charge. All signs point toward Corrin's forward smash having a hitbox in front of it while it's charging. This is something we've only ever seen with Ness's down smash in a couple previous games, and it's the first move of its kind in Smash 4 and the first to have an offensive use instead of a defensive one. Though we know the attack proper isn't as dangerous when it doesn't connect at the tip, it seems like catching an opponent at close range or poking through their shield with this charge hitbox will lead to a self-contained combo that should do solid damage even if its kill power is lacking. We also saw brief glimpses of Corrin's other smash attacks. Though they can't match his forward smash in distance, they both look to have good range. Whether they too have tipper effects or hitboxes when charging, we don't know, as both are thrown out right away without a charge and don't hit anyone. Corrin's aerials are, as with much of his moveset, a blend of the conventional and the less so. His forward and up airs are swift, arcing sword swings. Between these and his tilts, he's already been drawing some comparisons to how Marth fought in Brawl. And here's where things get a little crazy. Corrin's neutral air has him transform his left arm and flail wildly with it and the Yato. While we can't tell exactly how fast the move comes out since the clip starts during its animation, it looks to be effective at creating space and might even deal multiple hits. If it's on the faster side, this could be an effective way of dealing with aerial pressure that the weapon wielders we've had so far generally lack. A lot was said about Corrin's back air on the Direct. What you might not have noticed though, is that it looks like it'll have respectable kill power. Notice how in this clip, it either kills or comes very close to killing Meta Knight. Neither character has a smoke effect, meaning both are at less than 100%. So we're looking at a move that at least kills featherweights from just off stage at under 100 with no more than minor rage. That's on top of it probably being disjointed, if Charizard's wing attacks were any precedent, and being a natural spacing tool with how it pushes Corrin away on use. If that thing is usable from a short hop without any landing lag, look out. Then there's Corrin's down air, a move we first get a glimpse of when he breaks the smash ball in his trailer. His least conventional aerial yet, Corrin transforms his legs and drills straight down. Corrin is only the second weapon wielder to have a dive kick as a dare, and the first dive kick in the game to deal multiple hits. While we don't yet know how long the move lasts, when it can be bailed out of, or if it spikes at any point, at the very least it looks to be a way to occasionally escape juggle attempts, which is a big deal since that's also a notable weak point for most swordsmen. But what does Corrin's grab game look like? We actually saw a lot of it in the direct footage. Corrin's grab itself is fairly typical, he just reaches out. His pummel is pretty conventional as well, whacking his opponent with the base of the Yato. But just as before, here's where things get interesting, as all four of Corrin's throws use his shape-shifting abilities. His forward and back throws have him skewering his foe with his transformed arm. For his other two, he goes into full dragon form, flinging his victim skyward or pinning him to the ground and stomping on them. Unfortunately, we have no specifics for the throw's damage or knockback, and so we won't know just how effective Corrin's grab game will be until his release. But if I can offer a guess, I think his down throw will be particularly damaging and his up throw will be able to kill. A lot of Corrin's part of the Smash Direct was spent explaining his special moves, so the basics have already been covered. But that doesn't mean we can't find some details. Dragon Fang's shot's stun effect is best compared to Zero Suit Samus's Paralyzer. Based on the footage provided, it seems that it stuns opponents for slightly less time than the Paralyzer, but in comparison, the shot itself is much larger when charged. But it's also notable in that the bite gives it a built-in follow-up attack. Not only will this make it a dangerous projectile to get caught by at close range, it's another self-contained combo and one with notable kill power, as in this clip, both characters are once again under 100%. Furthermore, depending on how the move's hitboxes interact, Corrin players may not even have to worry about the shot being reflected, as the bite may be able to clank and nullify it. Dragon Lunge has a whole lot of interesting properties, and its ability to pick from 4 follow-ups if it pierces the ground should make it a versatile move when opponents' options are limited. Its ability to pin opponents down will be especially dangerous in doubles when a teammate can capitalize on it. And its ability to stick to surfaces raises a question. Can it also work on walls, giving Corrin a pseudo-wall cling as another recovery option? Then there's Dragon Ascent, a stylish recovery move of moderate distance with a steerable trajectory. Special attention was given to how wide of range it has, although how effective it'll be at stopping edgeguard attempts will depend on just how big the hitboxes are. It's also worth noting that this clip here doesn't actually show Dragon Ascent's full vertical reach. The first part freezes while Corrin is still flying, compared to the second where he's already entered freefall. Finally, Corrin's down special is yet another counter, and although that's rather predictable, it does befit a character from a series where counterattacks are a normal part of battle. Counter Surge still manages to be distinct though, with its huge hitbox and vertical knockback. That said, since we don't know if its damage and knockback are consistent or if they vary depending on the attack that is countered or on other factors, we can't say yet how effective it'll be. All we know is that since its knockback is vertical, it won't be as useful as a runoff edgeguard compared to most counters, but it'll be dangerous on platforms, on stages with low ceilings, or as a terrifying surprise against poorly timed attacks way up high. We only caught a glimpse of 2 of Corrin's taunts in the footage, and they're most easily viewed near the end of the trailer. Both are elaborate sword flourishes that feel right at home on a character from a series where such things are commonplace. In fact, they seem to be taken straight from Corrin's animations and Fates. Overall, Corrin brings a blend of techniques and abilities that no other fighter can match, a truly unique addition to Super Smash Bros. Whatever fates align to let him join the fight, he's sure to be a worthy addition on his own merits. February can't come soon enough. Thanks for tuning in. If you're interested, check out the rest of my channel for more Smash Talk, Let's Plays, and other various things. Whatever your interest, you'll likely find something that catches your eye. And a special shout out to GameXplain, whose style of analysis was the inspiration for this video. In a way, this couldn't have happened if it weren't for them. Expect more Let's Play episodes to come soon and more discussion as the situation arises. Until then, see you next time.